The last time someone asked, FinTech. If your project is not FinTech, will FinTech companies not hire me? If it is not food tech, it will food tech. Then that means what will happen is your portfolio should have one FinTech project, one food tech project, one transport tech project, one B2B SaaS project. When will you finish? That's not the approach. Okay. Anyway, come back. So what you did is you took something which might be a good practice in B2C and try to apply it to B2B, and they don't see it naturally fitting in.
Yeah.
So I'll separate out those two first, right? Because B2B and B2C are very different. Learning B2B takes a lot of experience, a lot of discussions, and it's a very different space. Fundamentals of design is what we need to focus on right now, right? When I speak about business metrics, I always keep telling this. It doesn't matter if it is really conversions, if you really understand all these words like conversion, DAUs, and all that stuff. Do you understand the practice of translating a business metric into a user goal?
Yeah.
Do you understand the practice of talking to stakeholders? That's what I do, right? Because even in B2B, this is what you have to do. They have different types of goals. They have different types of practices, different types of stakeholder management. But this fundamentally remains the same.
Okay.
As a designer, the base is design thinking, that you empathize users and stakeholders. Empathize, define a design problem, not user problem. Design problem, which has user problems, which has client problems, which has stakeholders problems, everyone's problems and opportunities. And then ideate and all that stuff. So the framework is the same. The fundamentals is the same. The practices are different. What we are trying to learn here is to start practicing design thinking. Then you apply to different space in a different manner in your career that you can't do right now. It's impossible. That's what I'm saying. It's not about learning all these things and getting there. The fundamentals are the same, right? The practice depends on the place you are, and that your willingness to learn will help you there. Now, let's talk about influencing the stakeholders. Firstly, what we miss is starting with the empathize. We directly expect ideas to work. We're doing the same mistake. Like what we do with our design, we do the same mistake there as well. You've not empathized them enough. You've not built the trust with the other person that whatever you're trying to do is actually helping the business. Because probably you have not even thought about it, right? Now, I'll give you actionable steps. One, involve in the vision discussions. Involve in how does the business get impacted for it. Product managers do not accept a design problem without understanding what is the impact of design. Start with. Even for me, it happens. Can you even believe it? Last week, I got a project where the product manager told me in this widget, put this line. That person gave a checkbox. It looks like a person has to click on a checkbox and then confirmation happens. Do you use the pattern of clicking on a checkbox for confirming an action? You don't. A checkbox is still optional. You click on a checkbox. After that, you'll have to confirm using another button. But this product manager gave me a design by himself and sent me that a text. If people check on the checkbox, you confirmed it. I stopped and said, okay, what do you want? Let's sit. Give me your business requirement documentation, or give me your goals. Give me your one pager. Let us understand what's happening. Oh, you want to reduce the drop-offs over here. If we do these 4 things, they will reduce your drop-offs. Speak their language, not design language. You want to reduce drop-offs. These are the 4 options I have. What do you say? Debate over there first. Get alignment on, yes, this might work for reducing drop-offs. Then do your design. The other way it won't work. Because they're like, no. Back of the mind, oh, it'll increase drop-offs. I don't have developer resources. This won't happen. The experimentation will fail. I don't have all the time. This is what is happening. First, sit in that discussion. Understand those constraints. Understand what is their goal and all that stuff. Set the context. What I'll do, I'll give you 5 options, or probably 10 options. 5 will be very radical. You will not be able to develop. You will say no. But what I'll do is I'll still discuss them with you so that I can set the North Star tone with you. There'll be 5 other options which I'll give you, which will be more practical. And we both will sit and discuss what is more implementable so that we can go and reduce the drop-offs in that. If not, it can be about reducing complexity. In B2B SaaS products, complexity is the biggest problem. Multiple stakeholder complexities, and even biggest complexity I'll tell you in a B2B SaaS product. Behaviors. In B2C, learned behaviors are less. You can always change it because public behaves differently. But in B2B, the moment you introduce a pattern, if you introduce 14 clicks, after 5 days of launching it, people will not move from 14 clicks. That is the easiest path for them. They'll remember in this option, after going there, this is what I have to select and do. They'll remember it. And the moment you change it, thinking that it is easier for the user, gone. Your numbers will drop off. This is what happens in B2B. So here the design problem, that's what I'm saying. This is not user problem always. The design problem is for keep empathizing the user that they're already used to this. So how do I bring in the change in a small manner? That is your design problem. Number of clicks is not your design problem, because that is what you're taking away from your understanding from B2C, right? Start talking and solving for it. And then they'll start trusting you.
So what happens is in organizations we work on sprints, right? And you get one idea, you have your design systems, you have your behaviors, you have your things set in place, you get them, you do it, and you go ahead. Then in between, you maybe conduct an audit of an existing feature that is going on. And when we do an audit for something like this, so that is what we even connecting with the Airbnb example, right? We went through the entire flow. We saw what is going on, what is happening, the UI issues, the UX issues. Maybe, hey, if we are inputting something here, maybe this would drop people off here itself because they'll be like, hey, this wasn't there here in the first place. So when you do these audits for a company level and when you do these audits at a course level, how are they different?
So at a company level, you have to get buy-in from your stakeholders, and they wouldn't understand all this audit and all. Let's say you've done an audit, you identified a problem with recognition rather than recall. They're like, so what?
Hmm. Yeah,
No, if
exactly.
recognition rather than recall, if I don't solve for it, it will lead to drop. So did you get a buy-in from them in this particular manner? And sometimes this requires data. You can't work with data. It's not your basic skill. As a designer, if then you will become data analyst, no? Why will you sit and become a designer then? So what we do is we don't collect the data. You don't have to do that far. For me to prove this point, I need data. Get this data, or else we are risking our drop-offs. They'll do it for us.
Okay.
If both of you don't talk and understand that you're on the same page, it won't happen. What does it take to get them to do that? Building a connection, getting understanding their goals,
Yeah.
and aligning and telling that whatever you're doing is actually connecting and giving that proof of concept.
And the last question is, when I was a student, it was always easier for me to come up with random ideas for a problem and
Correct.
say that it's going to work. And now I have become more data driven, and those random radical ideas are reducing. So is it a problem or am I maturing as a designer?
You're maturing.
Yeah.
As
So,
from experienced designers, the expectation is different.
okay.
The industry knows
Okay.
this. The industry wants to gather innovation from existing constraints. That is expectation.
Okay.
You don't have to
Understood.
worry.
Okay.
You are maturing.
Yeah. Okay. Understood. Understood. Great.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.